7, up there with divorce. Moving home is supposedly one of the most stressful experiences that you'll ever have to deal with. Why should packing your valuables or lugging your sofa from one home to another, though, prove so tense? Especially if you've got, a whole team of removal men to do it for you. Well, today, more people than ever in Nottinghamshire will be tearing their hair out, because according to the Royal Mail's redirection service, the 1st of September is the busiest day of the year to move. Well, Gordon Rafferty is the director of removal firm All Moves UK, which actually started in Nottingham. Hello, Gordon, morning to you.
Good morning, Andy.
So, busy day for you, and you've still got time to talk to me. I like that.
Yes, it's a very, very busy day for us. It's the last 5 days before the new school start. This is why it's so manic.
And is it just about schools? People basically wanting to be in a new house?
Yes, it's like this every year. August and September is manic. They want to be in relocation area for the catchment for the new schools that they want the child to be in. It's very cutthroat removal time. No matter what removal company you are, you will get work this time of year. So it's the customer that needs to be more selective on who they're choosing at the moment because of that reason.
Does that mean you can charge what you want?
It can be like that. We're a member of the Guilds of Removers. We're a very trusting company. We've got a very good reputation. Our prices do not change at all, but a lot of companies do profiteer out of this period because they know the people's situation they're in.
Yeah. So how many are you doing today as a company? Do you know?
Oh, we're fully booked now to the 9th of September because 8th of September, I think, is the last deadline to be in the catchment areas like Southall or Southwell. People are downsizing from 4-bedrooms to 2-bedroom houses just to get the children into that school.
So that's a big, I suppose, motive to move.
It's a massive motive. I mean, it's all down to SATs now, getting the kids in the right school, and what they're saving on private schooling and putting them in the correct schools. They live in tight houses just to get that last 4 years of what the child needs in education.
So do you find that most people do move still within the same county, within the same area?
Very much so. I mean, we on my website we have a monthly news and we have a stats, and obviously West Bridgford's always the best in Nottingham. I went to see a customer the other week. He sold his house in 2 hours.
Wow.
It's very
that's
busy.
In this kind of climate at the moment where we're told that houses aren't shifting as fast.
Well, I can't see where that's coming from because we've had a record 3 years. So where this recession is, I don't know. So that's news to me.
So this thing about stress, it is said that moving is stressful. I can imagine for you, and your guys who've got to do it. Well, it's a day. We're
a counselling service.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is it so stressful?
Well, customer. The problem is it's all done on the same day. The money's transferred on the same day. They get the keys on the same day. All our teams are sitting around, probably sometimes 4 to 6 hours, waiting for this money exchange to go through, which to me should be done the week before. So it's all in place and there's no stress. And people phone us up and say, Gordon, we can't move this Friday now. This is 24 hours notice. Are you okay on the so-and-so date? And we look in the book and we say, we can't. We have other customers phone us up and say, well, we'll pay you treble if you move us today and dump one of your other customers. Literally, we get this all the time. We wouldn't do this to our customers, no matter how big a smaller job is, but it's down to solicitors really communicating and making sure everything's all nipped and tucked so the customer's then less stressed that everything goes smoothly.
Yeah, but the whole thing that you've highlighted there, this completion that occurs usually around lunchtime.
Yes.
That's good for you because otherwise more people would move their own stuff, wouldn't they?
Well, the problem is, you say lunchtime. I can guarantee, August and September, it's like a solicitor's aim for Fridays, but it's 7 days a week now because the demand's so high. But you're lucky if the customer gets the keys between 4 and 5 o'clock now, because it's when they're in a chain, it's when the money clears they'll get the keys. Otherwise they have squatters right, they won't let them in the property. So it's all down to a waiting game, and this should not be on the day of the move. This should be a day before or a week before.
But I still come back to the same point that when you've got this process where effectively everything has to be loaded onto a van and then the waiting occurs, you can't do that yourself because if you're moving yourself, you can only get so much on a van. You'll probably need several journeys, won't you?
This is the problem. This is why, it's not just that. It's all the specialised covers that we use for people's expensive furniture, like the sofas, the dining tables. Even mattresses now can be £1,000. When you hire a van, you don't get none of this equipment. You don't get none of this skill. So as soon as you go around a corner in a van that you've hired, it'll be a domino rally and everything's all chipped and scratched. And so you get what you pay for, really.
Yeah, well, this is true. This is why we moved for 50 quid by hiring a van, and our coffee table has got the marks to prove it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it was 50 quid, and if I'd hired you, I'm sorry, Gordon, it would have been a lot more than that.
It would be. I mean, it'd be a lot more, but there again, you get the professionals, and we turn up with the correct tools for the job. It's the same as an electrician. If an electrician doesn't turn up with his tools, he can't do the job. So our website says it all. We have a lot of videos on there, put people's minds at rest. So being a member of the guilds as well, I think it gives people a bit more confidence, because we're not just a sole trader just making a few bucks. We are there to sort of serve the public, and we won a lot of awards for it as well.
Are there any things that you struggle to get in houses? Because it seems to me that doorways and stuff
Yes.
seem to be getting tighter.
Not now. They've changed the law yet again now. So all new houses have to have now wheelchair access. So the door wells are actually bigger again. But going through a period about 7 years ago, the door wells were very small. So we're the main contractors for DFS, and we were having to literally dismantle sofas to get them into properties at that time. And we still have problems with them now, but the new builds now are far better because, like I said, the wheelchair access, so you've got the width to get most things in.
You've never had to take windows out or anything to get stuff in?
No, I think the worst thing we moved was the original polar bear from the Foxes advert for Foxes.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was that?
Oh, that's actually in Nottingham. That's still in the park now. It's in my storage for nearly 6 years because he travelled around the world. But he rented his house out, but that was the only thing he wanted in storage, so it was protected. And last week or a week ago, we moved the original Chi Chi rocking piano. It's the only one in the world.
Yeah.
Every other removal company looked at it and walked away, but it does look like Santa's sleigh. But it's in the Hopkins Gallery, so if people want to go and have a look at it, they can do.
Gordon, thank you for joining us on BBC
No
Radio
problem.
Nottingham. Gordon Rafferty, who runs a removal company, All Moves UK, which started in Nottingham. So, what was it like when you last moved house? Whether you had a company like Gordon's in to do it for you, whether, like me, you attempted to do it yourself. And yes, it was a nightmare. It only cost me 50 quid, but it was a nightmare. I think it was good for team building, though, for the family, for all the big burly guys and my sister.